But it's worth 3 minutes of your time. So I saw a headline today that they said, are the Bears capable of getting to a Super Bowl? I don't know. I think they're capable of getting to a conference championship. But here's the topic that's not real sexy, but Caleb Williams, for all his talent, is 26th in quarterback cap hit. Meaning what percentage of the team cap does the quarterback eat up with his salary? You want to know who else is in his range? Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, Bo Nix, Drake May, Brock Purdy, and C.J. Stroud. Yeah, playoff quarterback so far. So it's one of the things nobody talks about. 8 of the current 8 division leaders have a quarterback cap hit of 16th or lower. Look at it right now. I'll put it up. The division leading quarterbacks, Drake May, 29th biggest cap hit. Aaron Rodgers, who, by the way, could have been much greedier. He was holding the Steelers over a barrel, and because he didn't take more money, they could afford, the running back from Philadelphia and DK Metcalf. Trevor Lawrence, 17th. Bo Nix, 35th. Jalen Hurts, 16th. Caleb Williams, 26th. Bryce Young, 22nd. Sam Darnold, 20th. So I love Ben Johnson. And I think Caleb's unbelievable. But I've been saying this all year with the Bears. Look at their offensive roster. PFF has them as the 3rd best offensive line, number 1 rush game, excellent tight end, Loveland and Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze hasn't even been healthy, Luther Burden. So the story of Chicago, yeah, we love the coach. But when you have a quarterback cap hit, 16, 17, or below, the only big cap hit right now that's on a great team is Matt Stafford. Stafford's a top 5 cap hit. That's the only big quarterback cap hit on an elite team. And part of that is the Rams have drafted so insanely well. I mean, they've gone 3 years in a row and nailed every defensive draft pick in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round that they've gotten away with it. But I know it's mathy, but DK Metcalf is not a Steeler. Kenny Gainwell is not a Steeler, perhaps, if Aaron says, give me $20 million more this year. And he had the Steelers over a barrel. The untold story of the Steelers is Aaron wanted to win games, not buy another house. I mean, seriously. Aaron's willingness to say, you know what, this isn't about money. I want to go and have a blast in Pittsburgh is undervalued. That's why the Steelers roster has a couple extra guys on it.
All right. Just to set the record straight, the Gainwell contract was for something in the neighborhood of $2 million. But yeah, look, I'm obviously in agreement with what Colin is laying out. I've consistently discussed salary cap dynamics, the financial implications of quarterback contracts, and the resulting team-building constraints. Naturally, the most advantageous situation for any franchise is to secure quarterback production at a discount, typically via a rookie-scale deal. So I'm completely aligned with that principle. The Chicago Bears approached this offseason with clear, aggressive intent. Their philosophy was unmistakable. They were going all in to construct the most formidable offense possible, focusing heavily on the offensive line to ensure that Caleb Williams is placed in an optimal environment. The organizational mindset is, we have provided the head coach, we have assembled the roster. There can be no excuses. We need to find out, definitively and now, if he is the franchise cornerstone. It always strikes me as curious when the analysis includes statements like, they can reach a conference championship, but I'm skeptical about the Super Bowl. This begs the question, if a team is capable of advancing to the NFC Championship game, what is the inherent barrier that prevents them from winning that game or proceeding to the Super Bowl? Why do we instinctively impose these artificial ceilings, particularly when evaluating squads that are demonstrably excellent? For middle-tier or flawed teams, I comprehend the hesitation. Expressing reservations about the Houston Texans' offensive consistency or the San Francisco 49ers' injury-depleted defense justifies a more cautious outlook. However, for units that consistently triumph, perform at an elite level on both sides of the ball, and execute with remarkable precision, I find the invention of these arbitrary caps baffling. I genuinely do. Before delving deeper, a crucial request for the Chicago Bears faithful. Please remember to subscribe and watch this video in its entirety. You've seen the impact. When you engage with the full content and hit that subscribe button, it drives viewership and channel growth exponentially. I cannot stress this enough. This isn't merely a pursuit of metrics. While, yes, achieving millions of views per video would be phenomenal, the core objective is to cultivate content that resonates authentically with an audience, material that fans are eager to consume and be part of. This support enables me to continue producing the highest caliber Chicago Bears analysis available, content that is principled, objective, and firmly anchored in the realities of the sport. I frequently emphasize being rooted in the sports world. The ambition is to establish a voice that commands attention, to become an integral component of the broader sports commentary landscape. That is the vision, fostering a genuine community that fans are excited to join. I believe we are making significant strides toward that goal. Watching the full video and subscribing is, without question, the most effective way to champion this endeavor. There are no products to buy, no promotional codes, no gambling referrals, just genuine engagement. Watch, subscribe, and the collective experience grows. I am dedicating immense effort to this. The intensity you're witnessing over these coming weeks is driven by a target: reaching 80,000, 90,000, even 100,000 subscribers before the playoffs commence. It's an ambitious, perhaps audacious objective, our version of a Super Bowl goal. I'm striving for this to facilitate live streaming of games, to create a shared, interactive space where we can experience the highs and lows together. This is my form of dedicated preparation, the equivalent of immersing myself in drills, film study, and team meetings. This is the current undertaking. Now, regarding the Bears themselves, they present a captivating case study due to their unique context. An entirely new head coach-quarterback tandem. A roster that has long been assessed as possessing considerable talent, yet one that has historically failed to synthesize that potential into consistent success. Recall last offseason. The prevailing narrative was that Caleb was entering the most favorable situation a rookie quarterback had ever encountered. Certain voices even suggested his transition would be easy. Reality, of course, proved more complex. The acquisition of Ben Johnson and the subsequent reinforcement of the squad have yielded a team that wins frequently, yet not without periods of concerning inconsistency. There are stretches where Caleb Williams operates with sublime, top-tier precision, followed by sequences where the performance level notably dips. The statistic of 6 fourth-quarter comeback victories, leading the NFL, is a double-edged sword. It showcases incredible resilience and clutch play, but also prompts the question, why is this team routinely finding itself in precarious late-game situations against opponents like the Giants, Bengals, and Packers? It creates a perplexing, somewhat chaotic overall picture, which I acknowledge. Ultimately, when I distill a team's potential for postseason success, my primary lens is not the roster on paper, nor even health, though both are undeniably significant factors. My foundational criterion is always the coach-quarterback nexus. It boils down to a simple question. Do I possess faith that, in any critical moment, this quarterback can execute whatever is required? 15 seconds remain, ball on your own 30-yard line. Can he deliver the necessary plays to position the team for a game-tying field goal? Conversely, when protecting a slim lead with 90 seconds left and facing a 3rd and 7, do I trust the head coach to design and call the optimal play? A play that offers a high-probability completion to secure a first down, ice the game, and manage opponent timeouts. Do I believe in the synergy and execution between that coach and that quarterback in those defining instants? For the Chicago Bears, that combination is Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Does this automatically anoint them as Super Bowl favorites, devoid of any questions? Of course not. But it does furnish a substantial basis for confidence. Now, will they perpetually escape with these narrow victories? History suggests such trends often regress, whether within this season or the next. For me, this season was never predicated on the Bears hoisting the Lombardi Trophy as a testament to sheer dominance. The central theme has always been, and remains, growth. This is why, across the last 5 or 6 Bears-centric videos I've produced, I've repeatedly highlighted how specific games reinforce the conviction in this coach-quarterback partnership. The foundational belief is being established. Do I believe Ben Johnson has room to evolve as a head coach? Absolutely. Does Caleb Williams require development as a quarterback? Unquestionably. There is ample scope for progression. In theory, the current level of synergy and individual performance should represent the baseline, the least effective they will ever be together. I'm not referring to surrounding roster talent, but to their intrinsic collaborative potential. Caleb must refine his accuracy. I've never dismissed this concern. Mastering that aspect could transform this team into a true juggernaut. Focusing narrowly on this season, when I survey the league's most formidable contenders, often exemplified by the Los Angeles Rams with their ferocious pass rush, an MVP-caliber Matthew Stafford, and the strategic brilliance of Sean McVay, the Bears' blueprint for competing becomes clear. Facing such an opponent, you know you'll confront a meticulously crafted game plan and a defense that is far from a liability. In such matchups, possessing a quarterback and coach capable of navigating the complexity is paramount. And even in a Mayday scenario where the structure breaks down, you have a quarterback who, while perhaps not yet possessing the singular carry capacity of a Mahomes, Allen, or Jackson, can still create. He can extend plays with his elusiveness, take off running, and for a drive, a quarter, or a half, place the team on his shoulders. Is that a sustainable formula for Caleb at this career stage? I do not believe it is, nor do I think the Bears are asking it of him. But in a worst-case, season-on-the-line moment, having a quarterback with that innate playmaking capacity is invaluable. Sometimes, that is precisely what is required, as evidenced in several of their comeback victories. Naturally, it is far more straightforward when the intended game plan executes flawlessly, as seen against the Philadelphia Eagles, where a balanced, controlled approach sufficed. Surveying the playoff landscape, I find no insurmountable obstacle for this Bears team. They have defeated the Eagles. I see no fundamental reason why they cannot compete with and defeat the 49ers, the Rams, or the Seahawks. There isn't a matchup that elicits a dismissive, "they have no chance." I could understand such skepticism if their defense were a proven liability, consistently shredded by elite offenses, or if there were legitimate concerns about Caleb crumbling under pressure from a specific defensive front. We observe those tangible vulnerabilities elsewhere: a decimated offensive line for the Chargers, an injury-riddled defense for the 49ers. The Bears lack such an obvious, glaring flaw. Can they improve on both sides of the ball? Undoubtedly. But in a comparative assessment against their prospective playoff opponents, the pervasive narrative of a fixed ceiling, they can only reach the conference championship, strikes me as unfounded and puzzling. As I expressed in my hierarchy analysis, I perceive a landscape of remarkable parity. I can construct a plausible scenario where the Bears advance to the Super Bowl and an equally plausible one where they suffer a first-round exit. This applies to the Eagles, the Rams, the Seahawks. It applies to virtually every contender. If informed the Bears lost in the first round, my reaction would be, yes, that tracks. If told they reached the Super Bowl, my response would be identical. All potential outcomes reside within the realm of possibility, and I maintain that at this juncture, no one should express absolute certainty regarding any team's playoff destiny. Those are my perspectives. I am exceedingly eager to hear yours. What is your assessment of the Chicago Bears Super Bowl window? Is it formally open as of today? I'm focused on the present, not a distant future. Is it open with Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, and this current ensemble? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. I read every single comment. Whether you concur or vehemently disagree, let's foster discussion. Let's engage in debate. But ultimately, let's enjoy the discourse. Please consider subscribing. As stated, we are cultivating a phenomenal community, and I would be delighted to have you participate. Also, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it significantly assists with visibility and the platform's algorithm. Thank you sincerely. I'll see you next time.